Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the podcast of destiny. Exchanging bits where the punchlines clash and the tales grow legendary in a thunder crash. Mic check 1, 2, we're the kings of the riffs. Hot takes, bad ideas on a mountain of bits. Exchanging bits, exchanging bits. One rad joke and we rock with it. Exchanging bits, exchanging bits. Raise that riff and get loud with it. Come on! Exchanging bits with your host, Joe Campione. Yeah!
Welcome back. Welcome the fuck back to Exchanging Bits. As always, I'm your host, Joe Campione, coming at you from the man cave. Knicks are up 3-1 in the NBA Finals, and they executed the single largest comeback in NBA Finals history, squandering a 29-point Spurs lead early, and they came back to take a demanding 3-1 series lead. I was talking shit about the refs probably the entire game, posting on Facebook saying that the NBA was rigged and all types of shit, fighting with friends about our Lord and Savior Jalen Brunson, until we started coming back, and then it was pretty happy, good vibes, screaming, jubilation, and cheer at my TV. Yeah, pretty crazy comeback. Definitely the most wild thing I've ever seen as a Knicks fan. I didn't think it was going to happen, and then it just happened, and it was a lot to process. But yeah, fucking go Knicks, baby. This isn't really a sports podcast, but it is a me podcast. And I've cheered for a lot of losing Knicks basketball in my life in support of, this fucking team that usually sucks and lets me down and never catches a break. So 3-1 in the finals against the NBA's new French golden boy, Victor Wembanyama. Damn it, I'm excited, baby. Go Knicks. Big shout out to Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby for hitting the game-winning shot, obviously. But, bigger shout out, I would say, to Danhausen. Big shout out to Danhausen. If you don't know, Danhausen is a legend. He's a WWE superstar that's sweeping the nation. He's a goofy vampire in full face paint, and he places and lifts curses on like anyone that he deems necessary. And right before this amazing playoff run that the Knicks have been on, he lifted the curse from the Knicks. I talked about it in one of the previous episodes. But since he did, they've literally been unstoppable. So if the Knicks pull this off, and if the Knicks win the finals, Danhausen will never pay for a single tab in New York City for the rest of his days. Give him the blimp, give him the human monies, give him a fucking ring. I don't care. Let's go fucking Danhausen. Don't know why you chose us, but we love you, baby. So one more win. Let's do that. So now that half of my fan base has stopped listening, let's get back to the bread and butter of the program, I guess. Today I will be breaking down Tony Hinchcliffe's new Netflix special, Man of the People. Came out on June 9th. Tony came out swinging in this special for sure. The overlying theme to me seemed to be that he can say whatever the fuck he wants. It was pretty apparent that he was going for shock a lot and wanted to make sure that he touched on every word that, people deemed cancelable or off limits. It was filmed at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, Arizona, and he performed in the Round, which, if you don't know what the Round is, it's where the comedian is performing in a stage that is a circle in the center of the audience so that there's audience members surrounding him on all sides. I feel like it was made like most famous by like Dane Cook, Vicious Circle, that era. But a lot of comedians have chosen this route. It's definitely a more intimate setting for a special, and kind of seems like you're in the crowd talking with them more so than talking at them in a traditional stage. So with that being said, I would say, and this is coming from me, a huge Tony Hinchcliffe fan. Personally, I think that this special kind of fell short of my expectations. There were definitely moments that were hilarious, but it seemed to lack a cohesive flow. It was a lot more crowd work segments than I had assumed that he would be including. Definitely more crowd work than I was expecting. And the crowd work segments seemed to create more of like an awkward feeling, especially there was this one in general, this Asian gentleman in the front row, most likely neurodivergent in some way, shape, or form. And Tony just kept going at him and making him feel uncomfortable, saying he had school shooter vibes and that there better be a metal detector in this bitch somewhere. And like there were certain punchlines that he aimed at this kid that were funny, but it was all in all, you just started feeling kind of bad for the kid. But I feel like Tony did the best with what responses he was given from the crowd. The folks that he did pick on didn't really give him too much to work with. But to be honest, that's on Tony for leaving them in the taping. Even if it wasn't the best, he could have just edited those out. Like I said, I just didn't assume that Tony would go the heavy crowd work route. There were stories included too, and there were good like punches in there and good punchlines written. The black guys love chicken. There was one joke he told where he said black guys love chicken, but they don't like eggs.
Black men love eating chicken. We all love eating chicken, but black men love eating chicken.
This was one of the highlights of the special for me. It was funny.
A lot of black friends. This is what I know, which is the black men do not love eating eggs. Interesting, right? They love eating chicken. Eggs come from a chicken. You'd think they love eating eggs. Not in their top 10 breakfast choices. Because even in the chicken world, they don't want to be around their children.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good joke. I don't care who you are. That's a funny joke. There were also parts, I will say I was dogging the crowd work, but there were parts of the crowd work where he was using multiple crowd interactions and linking them together. That creates like a cohesive joke, makes everyone feel a part of the joke in the room. I think it was like, it was a father and son, and he was saying that you could fuck a girl together with your father tonight. And then he had already done a segment with this big titty lady in the front row, and he linked them together and was like, oh, well, you want to fuck someone? Here's Jasmine. That was cool. That's definitely like a common technique for a lot of like the crowd work comedians. I saw Big J Okerson in Alpharetta, Georgia sometime last year, and he's, in my opinion, the king of crowd work. A lot of people will say Matt Rife, but a lot of people are also like 16-year-old girls. So like the real king in my book is Big J. He's just polished, and he's also a little bit more crude and maybe like more line stepping, more atrocious than Matt ever usually is. But yeah, Tony, getting back to the Tony special, he did spread the roasts around for sure. He attacked blacks, he attacked Mexicans, Asians, whites, not quite as much, but he attacked the whites. Canadians, Jews. He said fat. I'll probably have to edit both of those out for YouTube. But he tried to step on all the words, like I said, that were cancelable. I think that's Tony's mantra, is the free speech and making sure that, we're never told that we can't say something. That's pretty important in comedy nowadays. he had another bit that it just kind of made me chuckle. Is he said that I never say the N-word on stage, but I say it when I stub my toe, and it makes you feel much better. It's a 95% pain reliever. He says, but it doesn't work for black people, only whites. So it's just a ridiculous, silly joke. I'm sure that joke's gonna be thrown into the news like he's a fucking racist. All these jokes are. He's gonna get torn apart. I've already looked at some reviews. If you look on like, you know, Google about how the special went and the reviews that we're having, um, a lot of them were like 1 star and not in Tony's favor. And they're gonna use this to just keep riding that he's a bigot and a Nazi, and I guess that's just the lane that he likes to stay in. I don't know, but I'll keep tuning in to Kill Tony on Monday. Yeah, he ended the special with a bit where he played a game with the crowd called Kanye or the Jews. He said modified versions of Kanye lyrics and changed a word here or there, and it would make it seem like it could have been said by either one, which is a pretty funny bit, in my opinion. I feel like he didn't explore the punches on that. He could have had a lot of tags on that he might have left out or something, because I'm sure every single one of them bordered on hate speech in some way. But yeah, the whole game like claims that Kanye and the Jews weren't that different after all. All in all, it was a decent special. I love Tony. It was a decent special, but underwhelming considering what you'd expect from Tony, especially coming off of 2 great roast performances. Like I said, he leaned heavy on shock value, but had the signature like Hinchcliffe delivery and smugness that we all love about him. Punchlines and storytelling mixed with shock and topical subjects is always on brand for Tony, and he stuck to that formula in this special. Huge fan of Tony, and I enjoyed it for what it's worth. A one-time watch, but not my favorite special of the year, if I'm being honest. So Tony Hinchcliffe, Man of the People, I'm giving a BR rating of 72. Not the best, not the worst. Moving on. So this is the first time for the new format that I'm going to be talking about a movie. I don't watch a lot of movies. I watch, you know, certain ones that catch my eye, or if there's like comedians that come out that put out a movie. Bert, I watched The Machine. Yeah, I gotta record something before I go to fucking work tonight, because I'm like, I forgot that it's Friday, and I mean Thursday, and tomorrow's Friday, and I gotta put an episode out.
Fucked up. Get rid.
Oh shit.
Boom! Oh, shit, man. Call this shit up today. Whatever their shipping thing is, I think is squared away, and you just got butt fucked, and it all just came in at the same time. So whatever was fucked, hopefully that was just a one-time thing. Okay. Okay, so this, I think this is the one I opened. Okay, so this is the bacteriostatic water. This is how you reconstitute this stuff. It's the Erythritide. They just dissolve it down to that so that it can live out in the wild. Once you reconstitute, it has to stay cold. That's why I have this thing to keep all my other shit, because I take other stuff because I'm on test. But I have to take stuff to keep my nuts alive, so I take other things anyway. So I got this big kit. And you can leave your shit in here. So, whenever you take these things off, and that's why I always bring you one of these to wipe yourself, but whenever you take it off to plunge your needle, these just pop off. But I like to keep them like around, because then I can just kind of keep it on top. Yeah. But anyway, whenever you fuck around with it, you take an alcohol wipe, like that, clean that, just to make sure that nothing has kind of gone around. Yeah. When you reconstitute, you'll need a real needle, because those insulin needles are only 1 milliliter. And we're gonna, because you have 30 milligrams, and we want each milliliter to be, or to each unit on the insulin needle to be 1 milligram, we're going to put 3 milligrams of bacteriostatic water in here. So it goes 30 to 30. And that's true if you get into any sort of other peptides or whatever down the road or whatever the fuck. Like, this is how they'll all come.
I might put the dark voice filter on you for that and just keep that in there. Read a True Tide Diaries, dude. The Peptide Diaries. That was my Drugs Inc. supplier of peptides, giving me the rundown on how to put the BAC water with my my Reddit that I have to take. Which, by the way, I am down 8 pounds in 2 weeks. I feel better. I'm definitely not eating as much at all, which is a good thing. I was definitely an overeater, over-orderer pretty habitually. So a lot of less food noise going on, a lot less cravings. I don't want to drink quite as much. I don't want to smoke quite as much. But I feel great. I feel great, and I'm going to keep taking it. And I'll keep giving you guys updates. I'm not going to do a progress photo every fucking week. That's just ridiculous. So I'm going to wait like a month. And then I have a day one, and then I'll give you a month after taking Retta, and we'll keep updating you guys. But I'm going to put the dark voice filter on my buddy so his identity remains hidden, and you guys can learn as much about retatrutide and injecting yourself with peptides like I just did. Have a little crash course in GLP-3s. All right, let's get back to it. I don't watch a lot of movies. I used to. When I was younger, I was a big movie buff, but I feel like movies have kind of gotten shittier and the good ones are fewer and far between these days. But the other night I was scrolling on HBO Max and found a great movie that I really enjoyed. I wasn't thinking I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. Death of the Unicorn, starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. This is like a comedy, horror, thriller. Paul Rudd's character works for like a billionaire pharmaceutical mogul who is currently dying. Rudd's character was entrusted by the family to oversee the empire affairs after the billionaire's like eventual death. So he's traveling to go see this billionaire family with his estranged daughter, who's played by Jenna Ortega. While they're trekking through the woods, the father and daughter duo manage to run over and kill a mystical unicorn. So they get out of the car in attempts to save the unicorn. Ortega grabs the horn of the unicorn and comes in contact with it, and it unlocks some type of deep cosmic connection between her and the unicorn. So, like, not knowing what to do, they collect the body of the dead unicorn after Paul Rudd smashes its head in. And she's like screaming. Jenna's screaming, like, no, like, but he's just like bashing this fucking unicorn's head in. It's very gory. So they put the unicorn in their SUV and they bring it to the family, the meeting with his boss. And Rudd and the family spend most of the movie trying to harvest the unicorn's horn into like a pharmaceutical miracle drug, and Ortega's character is connected to the unicorn, so like she starts looking up like mythology and that like unicorns, when tempted and when provoked, and if you have a body of one of theirs, that they start attacking humans. And so she starts warning everyone else in the group the dangers of tampering with such a mysterious species. And a bunch of hijinks happen, deaths, funny scenes. I mean, Paul Rudd is fucking hilarious. The movie probably won't win any awards or anything, but it was one of the most entertaining watches of any movies I've seen in a while. It was extremely funny throughout, very gory, has a lot of deaths handed out by enraged unicorns, and somewhat of a happy ending, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I love Paul Rudd. Some of my favorite comedy movies of all time have involved him in some capacity, or starring him. 40-Year-Old Virgin, I Love You Man, Wanderlust, just to name a few. This is a dope watch. I recommend it to any of you idiots. The next time you're scrolling endlessly to find something to watch, throw it on. A little bit of like new news or new thing that I'm working on. I've never written a show. I've never acted. But I got some inspiration recently to write a show about working as a bartender in a dive bar. Almost It's Always Sunny meets The Office meets Tires, that ilk. Um, I would make characters out of some of my current coworkers, and I've written a good bit of the synopsis and the story and a few episodes working. So I have some cool shit in the works that I plan to bring to you guys. I don't know if it's gonna be like shorts on YouTube or what the capacity of this project is gonna end up being, but I am working on a lot of things revolving around comedy and this channel and bringing you guys content, and I can't wait for you guys to see this wild creation of a show idea that I'm trying to put together. I'm already contacting a bunch of my funny friends and some other surprise guests to make some cameos, and so just stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. I'm gonna keep taking peptides and coming up with good, funny ideas and bringing them to the public. So I put it out on my Instagram, but I wanted to share it on here too, just so it has a place on the show. Also, I'm gonna do a ranking of my favorite podcast episodes in the last month. Like I said, I showed it on my Instagram. These are just some of the shows that I fucking really enjoyed and some of the episodes that kept me laughing and rolling the entire time that I was watching it. Um, the first one for sure, there was an episode of Kill Tony with Ari Shafir and Louis J. Gomez and a new rising comedian named Peyton Ruddy. Brought to you by CSPN and Exchanging Bits with Joe Campione. This is the best comedy podcast episodes of the last few weeks. Number 1, Kill Tony, number 767. Ari Shafir, Louis J. Gomez, Peyton Ruddy.
Oh, try one of those jokes in a different style.
Yeah, throw the N-word in there.
Number 2, Matt and Shane's secret podcast featuring Cheryl Underwood. Episode 615, Slim Goody.
240.
Okay, when I was 5'2" at 250.
Yeah.
I was 5'2" at 250. Hell yeah.
Fucking nose guard. God damn. Jesus Christ. You in the
Number 3, Story Wars, Shane Gillis versus Nate Bargatze versus Aaron Weber. Panic.
Story number 2. I was once in the back seat of a crowded van. I started to have a panic attack sitting in the third row. I made the driver stop the van, and everyone had to get out to let me sit up front.
This is Nate going to a religious thing?
It's a religious thing.
Or Shane going to a football thing?
Bro, you think I would have a panic attack on the way to a football thing?
I don't.
My
In the back
did.
seat, though.
You're
My
having a
enemies did.
panic attack.
Story number 2 belongs to Nate Bargatze.
It was Jesus Camp.
Look.
Number 4 is Kill Tony, episode 770 with Tom Segura and Cheryl Underwood.
Tell us another fun fact about your life that we might find interesting. You're such a...
People don't realize it looking like this, but I am mixed race.
Really? What is...
Yeah.
what
So
is-
my dad is half black. He's Palestinian and white, so he's a victim.
Look at Cheryl pretending she doesn't get that joke.
Number 5, Legion of Skanks, LOS number 941, featuring Dave Attell and Ian Fidance.
On Louis, Jay, and what happened to Dave?
Dave's longtime friend of the show. We love Dave.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Really? No way.
Yeah.
But I prepared all these notes for Dave. I know it's slow in the summer, but what's this special needs doing here?
Yeah.
Ian.
I mean, full curtain pull. You made us put him on.
I
Dave.
know, I did.
Number 6, Stavi's World, number 178, featuring Mark Normand.
I pulled over drunk driving once. This is like
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
How f***ed up was this? The cop was like, "Wait, are you that comedian?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "Make me laugh and I'll let you go." True story. I'm not gonna say the state because it might f- the guy.
Yeah.
But I told a black joke. He didn't laugh.
Yeah. What's gonna happen? Yeah, definitely. The police will be held accountable for their actions. You're right, Mark.
Yeah.
You can have a video of a guy shooting a woman in the head, and they'll be like, "We don't know." But
Yeah.
God forbid you say Alabama on a podcast.
Number 7, Theo Vaughn, number 658, featuring Mike Tyson this past weekend, live at the Wiltern.
You have to be some mullet, redneck. You're beautiful, man. You're beautiful. My wife told me, don't judge him. Don't judge him. I was feeling around. I said, don't judge him. Don't judge him. I didn't think I was going to like you. You're a really good brother.
Really? Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
You have to be some mullet, redneck. You're beautiful, man. You're beautiful. My wife, don't judge him. Don't judge him. I was feeling around.
Number 8, The Joe Rogan Experience, number 2,493, Protect Our Park 16.
But one of the things he does
Sounds
is
good to me.
apparently he hits his face with a hammer to put micro breaks
All
in his
right.
face to make his
Pretty
jaw
cool.
look
That's just
stronger.
trans. You're just man to man trans.
There you go.
Oh, man to man.
Yeah,
trans.
you've just
I like
altered
that.
your looks to make yourself more of
One
a
man.
gender.
Wow.
Yes. Gender affirming.
Yeah,
What are
gender
fake
affirming.
tits then? Or is that trans for girls?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
I like it.
No, don't take fake tits. All right, leave fake tits, but you can't fuck.
He gets laid.
Sure he does. A handsome.
Number 9, Are You Garbage, featuring Brendan Sagalow, Disney Adults.
Garbage in it. Remember you hit me up?
Oh.
I had a show called Garbage Days, hugely successful. Another podcast called Garbage Days with Scott Chaplin.
Yes.
And Foley calls me and he goes, "Hey man, we're thinking about doing a show called Are You Garbage? You got
Really?
garbage in the name. Do you mind if we also do that?" And I literally, what did I say to you? I go, "We're both gonna fail. Who cares?" Good luck. Yeah, I was like, "All right, good luck."
Number 10, We Might Be Drunk, featuring Trevor Wallace and Michael Blaustein.
I want to tie now.
Really? You
I
are
have like,
tie.
well, I have 2 ties to go to a funeral recently, and I looked at my 2 ties. I have one with polka dots. I'm like, I can't wear that one.
No.
Too cheerful.
You can't wear a polka dot. And the other one's like a
polio.
skinny tie. I'm like, what? I think I was like in the Reservoir Dogs. What am I doing here?
What are you, footloose?
So what'd you end up doing? A couple
No,
buttons
I did
up
no
top?
tie.
Hey.
No tie. You can't go
No
that
tie.
casual to a funeral.
No tie, Hawaiian shirt, and no.
His dad is a deadbeat, so no tie is appropriate.
Was it your dad?
No.
Oh,
So that's my top 10 best comedy podcasts of the last few weeks, sponsored by CSPN, brought to you by Exchanging Bits. That's pretty much it for the week, guys. I wanted to do a quick solo episode just to go over Tony's special because I had touted it on this show before, and then show you guys about Death of a Unicorn. Once again, go Knicks, go Danhausen. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I'm your host that weighs the fucking most, but won't forever. This is Joe Campione. See you assholes later. Peace.
Thank you for watching Exchanging Bits with Joe Campione. Until next time, you fucking assholes.